How's it going, Sha?
Not bad. Not bad. Pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I am so like I'm uh I'm in a good I'm in a good spot, you know. I'm uh I'm dealing with some like family drama that I won't get into the drama stuff, but
Hmm.
like I uh I wish that there was technology that allowed you to take uh text and voice memos back directly after your anger. I feel like all my moments of clarity come right after I can't take something back.
Mm.
You know, like I love WhatsApp for this. You know, because WhatsApp lets you vent, say some wild shit, and then delete the message
After you've sent it?
after you sent it. As long as the person hasn't blue check marked it, you could delete the message.
And a blue check mark means they've read it?
Exactly.
Okay,
So
so
it
as
shows
long
you
as
like,
they haven't read it, you can erase it.
yeah. So like I feel like there's like I don't know what it is psychologically, but like people have like a need to say things and then they realize he shouldn't have said it. And I feel like there should be like a buffer after you send stuff.
Well, Google used to, or at least Gmail used to, they may still have a thing where um if you send something, you write an email, you send some sort of message, they have a couple of math problems that you got to solve before you can send them.
Really?
Yeah, I think to kinda curb on, like, drunk texting or drunk, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I believe that was something that they were trying out or they used to have. I don't know if they still do, if any listeners out there know for sure, but yeah, there was something where, "Okay, you wanna send this? Before we send it, solve this math problem."
Yo,
And
that's brilliant. I
by
love
the
that.
time you try to get through it or whatever, you're like, "Ugh." So some sort of obstacle before that makes you go into another part of your brain. And
Yeah.
usually I can see why they would go math because math is like logical.
Yeah.
Um, and you are coming from an irrational part of your brain when you're writing something so emotional.
Right.
So to then have to solve a math problem it is really kind of brilliant.
I like that.
But I
Th-
don't know.
I-
Yeah, I think it's like set up at like certain times of the night, but you may be able to set it up. Maybe it was on Google Voice or so. I can't remember, but there was something. Yeah.
but that only does part of it because like the thing is like I do think there is a healthy component to writing those things out or saying them because it helps you process how you feel
Hmm.
when you're picked when you're verbalizing it or writing it, but b when you're specifically picturing a person. Like,
Hmm.
how would I explain this to my mom or my boy or whatever? Like
Hmm.
I think like having like a person like a visual of who you're saying it to and how
Right.
you're trying to convey this message, it's helpful. And then it's like, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that. I got to get that back. I just needed the clarity of saying it in my head to that person.
Right.
This is really weird app idea, is all I'm saying.
I
But that's
mean,
what's in my head.
yeah, I don't know. Type it in notes first. That's what
Yeah,
when I have something that I'm like, oh, I really got to get this off, but it's a lot. I type it in notes first, and then I'll do some editing, and then I may not even send it because I'm like, I can't even get it straight
yeah,
without the pressure of hitting send on it right now. I'm just trying to get it
that's
anywhere.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I realize like when like if I have a problem and
Mhm.
like I think it through, then I delete the text on WhatsApp and then I send just like a way more condensed text of like, yo, we'll talk about this later.
Right.
And like it always resolves itself way easier.
Mhm.
Because there's no like extra baggage and I got clarity of what I want to talk about when we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. Like, I texting as a main form of communication is hard. No one wants to like, I still like to talk on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
At least I can have some ideas to the tone that you're using or anything like that, but it can be hard to read tone.
Yeah.
Um on text messages, and then that's something that breaks down person by person, and then also maybe a generational thing.
Yeah.
Where it's just like you said something and I don't know what your LOL means. Is that sarcasm? Is that a threat? Is that a, you know what I mean? Like, because people just put lol on something, and I see it at the end of things where I'm like, well, it seems like you're actually upset and not laughing out loud at all. Um,
That's
and
real.
so how do I read that? And, the whole thing of just like if you use correct punctuation, that means you're mad at someone. Like if you end a sentence with a period, that means you're mad at them. That's a whole thing. And I'm like, but that's just the end of the sentence. But people hear that and like you talking very curt to them. So I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with tone that I think you really do need to hear the person, or know them so well that you can figure out whatever, but even that isn't 100%.
Yeah, nah, it's a
Um,
mixed bag for sure.
yeah, it's tough. I don't mind. I mean, I don't normally FaceTime, but I don't mind a video call to kind of get an idea as to what's going on. But um yeah, texting is tough, especially in relationships. Um, it's just very hard because no one really knows exactly how it was that you meant to say what you said.
Right.
And then you can go back and just go, "Oh, when I did that, I was, being sarcastic." So then you got to read the whole thread. Like, was the whole thread in this voice, or were you just sarcastic on this one? And then it's a lot. And there are people who just swear who hate doing phones, who hate talking on the phone. And I'm like, that's a shame because I don't know what you're talking about, and I can't do this with you unless we are literally speaking to each other. We need to hear
Yeah.
each other. No more texting.
Yeah, I don't trust it.
Mm-mm.
Nah, I'm not with it.
But
I
I didn't know
figure
that about WhatsApp. Because in my mind, WhatsApp is it's not like I'm not speaking to anyone internationally. Do you
mm,
know what I mean?
yeah,
I
yeah, I
feel
got a
like
lot of Dominicans in my fam, so we like
yeah,
it's big for
yeah,
us.
right. So, and that's a lot of that's just the case with a lot of people with international family members. That's how they converse. WhatsApp is the shit. And
Yeah.
I just have boring old American relatives who call because we're all old. So there are no youngsters in my family really. We're all old. So
Hey, WhatsApp
yeah.
is where it's at, yo. This is real. By the way, before I forget, I don't want to move on too long from this.
Mhm.
We we've had some submissions lately
Oh,
from our listeners
okay.
on what to refer to, on
Oh,
how to refer
yes.
to our listeners.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
I did want to make sure we covered that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We had a lot of cool suggestions. We had the war reporters, the troops, the war porters was a shorter one. We had
The troops.
the troops, yeah,
That's funny.
the editors, the
Okay.
anchors,
All right.
journalists,
Okay.
the newsroom, the columnists.
Okay. All right. We really went there with the whole
Yeah.
journalism okay.
The correspondents, I think, got the most votes so
Yeah.
far.
Uh-huh.
That was being heavily submitted.
Right.
Trying to see if there's another one I'm missing here. Nah, I think that's most of the ones I remember like starring.
Okay. So, do you want to put a do one of these little middle of the night polls that you do? Is that what you're going to do?
I think so. I think we should poll it.
Okay.
It was definitely getting like unofficially. I think correspondence was winning.
Mhm.
Like it got the most submissions from the most people, and
Right.
it got it on like various different mediums. It was getting it on
Right.
Twitter and on our IGs.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I do think there's gonna I want to make it fair. I think I'm gonna put that in the poll, but put it as the bottom option.
Okay.
That way, if you really want it, you gotta vote for that one, but you gotta scroll. That's what made the most sense to me.
Yeah,
Um,
that does sound like Gastor logic.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
you can't skew the poll. I don't want it to be on top, and then you're gonna be like, "Oh, that's what you wanted to win." No, I want the people to decide.
Right.
You know, but I feel like that's gonna come out ahead. But yeah, I think that was the one that was in the lead. I was trying to see if I forgot any others. Are there any you think we should include besides those?
Um, I like the correspondence. Wildly, I like the troops.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah, those are
Um,
cool.
yeah,
The correspondence, I like. I feel like it fits the name. The
right,
troops fits the cover.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's oh boy, it's tough. I didn't know.
Ah.
I was like, "Oh, I like the correspondence," but I didn't know the troops were an option. And also, just the chance to say, "Hey, give it up for the troops." Will give you a chance to applaud yourself.
Yeah.
I
Look
feel
at
like
this.
yeah.
These are the questions, by the way. These are the things we have to worry about
Mhm. Yeah.
as podcast hosts.
What's it called? A fan.
Oh man, I love it. Let's get into the news, Sha.
Okay.
uh, Moderna seeks emergency use of authorization for COVID-19 vaccine for children ages 6 months through 5 years old. Moderna is
6 months?
that's why I couldn't I didn't know this was an emergency. Like I don't know why. I just like I didn't see 6 month olds advocating like yo, we need this shot, my G.
Wow. I mean, well, they know what they see what they're coming into. I think it would take about 6 months of being in the world before you're like, "Hey, Imma have to get one of these vaccines because all of y'all are wilding. No one with a mask on? I'm a baby." So, yeah.
Moderna is seeking emergency use authorization from the U.S. FDA for its COVID-19 vaccine for children ages 6 months through 5 years old. We believe the mRNA 1273 will be able to safely protect these children against SARS-CoV-2, which is so important in our continued fight against COVID-19. And will be especially welcomed by parents and caregivers, said Stephanie Bancel, the CEO of Moderna. In March, Moderna announced results of a clinical trial that included 2,500 children ages 6 months through 24 months and 4,200 children ages 2 through 5. The company said that 25 microgram dosages were of its vaccine led to a similar immune response in young children as 100 microgram dosages for adults ages 18 through 25. And it said this should predict protection from COVID-19 and severe COVID-19 down to 6 months of age. Yeah.
I mean, I guess. Hmm. Wow.
Yeah, like
I feel
oh
like anyone who gets a shot for their 6-month-old baby or who's like, "I have a 6-month-old, they need a shot," also maybe wouldn't have had a baby during a pandemic. I mean, like, I know that sounds insane, and I don't I'm sure that's not true. I know that there are people they've been having babies this whole time.
Mhm.
I just saw where one was born, someone I follow, a comedian, Megan Gailey, just had one
Congrats.
recently. Congrats to
Yeah.
Megan. Um, but I don't know. I also feel like if it were me, is all I can base it on, and I'm like, "Ah, if this baby, I gotta give it a shot." I don't know if I would've had the baby.
Yeah, like I'm pro shot. Like I'm
Mhm.
pro
Absolutely.
vaccination,
Right.
but I don't know why this feels wrong. Like
I like, at 6 I what are babies doing by 6 months? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I don't know if, are they doing enough that they can process that shot? Like, are they're sitting up, right? Are they
yeah.
rolling? like we still got to hold their heads up, right? They're not holding their heads up on their own. I just feel like I just feel like if I'm still holding your head, I probably shouldn't give you a shot yet. Like, but then again, when do you start giving kids vaccines? Does it start in the hospital?
That's a good question. I don't even remember, and I've had two. I don't remember when
Okay,
any of that was
see,
done.
this is why you're here, is to answer these kinds of questions.
Real talk. I was about to text Gabby right now. Yo, when do the babies?
Yeah, when do they I mean, if this is the time that they normally I mean, people did offer their children for a trial, so I guess it's
Yo, that's wild. This
but
year.
I'm sure I bet they weren't firstborns. I bet they weren't first babies. I bet those are like
Something go wrong. We
second,
got three
third
more.
yeah, second, third, fourth time around. Like, yeah, go ahead, give it
Oh
a
my.
shot. Let's see what happens with this one, you know?
Yeah, like I think that's my first like weird part of this. It feels like Moderna's like, yo, we running out of like customers.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's a big problem, like, if when you are profit based on
Mm-hmm.
something that's the public health, that those things should not be combined, and yet here we are. So, that's kind of a mess if they're just like, well, may if we give them shots at 6 months, then they're gonna need the stuff again at a year, and then at 18 months, and then at 2, and then at
Yeah.
3, and then at 4, and now you just making a junkie. I don't well, maybe not a junkie, but you know what I mean? Like, I bet if they get this done, I bet Disney's gonna be like, "Damn, we could have been giving them shots at 6 months." You know what I mean? Like, it's that's how it feels. That's how it feels. It just feels
Yeah.
I just want the child to be able are we walking at 6 months? We're not walking at 6
No,
months, right?
not most, no.
Yeah, so then let them walk first.
Yeah. Like I know one of the first things I notice is like when babies are born, like they can't scratch the top of their head.
Mhm.
Like when you lift their arms up, they're not proportional yet.
Right.
So I feel like until you could reach the top of your head, like you can't extend your arm out far enough to tell people no.
Mm,
So if you
mm.
can't do that, you can't be shooting shit up in my arm. You know, like I
Okay.
even if I can't verbalize no, I feel like everyone like puts their hand up like in the same way to signify stop.
Right.
You know, like I think that's
Okay.
innate in babies and people. So I feel like
Mhm.
if the baby isn't strong enough yet to do that, you can't stab it. You know, I think that feels right. I don't know why. I feel like,
It's nice to see where we're drawing our lines. That's
like
nice to see.
I'm not saying we should always listen to the baby, right? Because they're gonna say stop the stuff that they don't like that they
What
need.
right, exactly, yeah, for sure, but
But I think the ability to verbalize it is important. To be like, yo,
Mhm,
stop, so that
mhm,
way the parent knows, oh, you don't like this, but we can talk about it later.
right,
Whereas like a 6 month old, they don't got that option. They just eating these shots.
yeah.
That feels wrong
So,
to me.
yeah, but definitely let us know what is happening at 6 months and when you start giving, vaccination shots to to the babies. Let if you're out there and you know that, let us know that, please, because that might make us change, and we'll update. And once we get that information from you, we will update and
Yeah.
see if maybe we are looking at this all wrong. Because 'cause I'm willing to bet we are looking at this all wrong.
Oh yeah.
I bet by 6 months, they're literally eating, like, solid foods. I don't know. I don't know. When do the teeth come? When do the teeth come? You know what I mean? I don't know the developments of a child, so I don't know, but it does feel a little weird that if I'm still holding your head up, I shouldn't I don't know if I should give you a shot yet, but
I love my wife, yo. Gabby just texted me, ha ha, you're stupid. Uh
did you ask when did you
she's
ask her when the babies get shots?
yeah. So I was like, hey, shorty, babies don't get shots for like so it's my fault because I phrased it in a way that like sets me up to be wrong. I say,
Aw.
yo, shorty, babies don't get shots for like the first year, right? And she's like, ha ha,
Uh-huh.
you're stupid. Ba-
Okay.
the first shots babies get is like a month in.
Oh,
Uh,
shit. Okay,
yeah.
see, thank you. Thank you, Gabby. You literally saved us.
She's like, you were there for both of these.
Oh, wow.
Uh, but yeah, babies get shots a month in, but not for everything. It's like Hep C and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so they are getting like vaccination shots
Okay,
almost
well, that's
instantly.
helpful.
So yeah.
But we are still holding up their heads, right? They don't have the teeth yet.
Go figure. All right.
Okay, all right. Well, then I guess if they can take them, I mean, if you can
Yeah,
take it, baby, go on and get it.
roll all that back, okay? Forget
Yeah,
everything we said.
forget everything we've said because it's wild out here. Take as many shots as you can before you walk these streets, baby.
Shouts to the original War Report troop, my wife.
Now that's a correspondent.
Oh man! In other news, Detroit illegally overtaxed homeowners to the tune of $600 million.
Mhm.
Yo, the city of Detroit made an extraordinary admission about 5 years ago that overtaxed homeowners by at least 600 M's between 2010 and 2016. The illegal inflated property tax assessments resulted in an estimated 100,000 Detroiters, most of them black, losing their homes to foreclosure. The Michigan Constitution prohibits property from being assessed at more than 50% of its market value. Between 2010 and 2016, the city assessed properties at as much as 85% of their market value. To this day, residents have not been compensated for losing their homes or paying more than they owed in property tax. The Coalition for Property Tax Justice, a group of advocates for impacted homeowners, is trying to change that. The coalition surveyed more than 200 overtaxed residents to determine how they want to be compensated. The findings were published and released on Thursday in a report. Residents indicated that really no amount of monetary or in-kind compensation could fully repair the harm that the city or county had caused them, their families, and their community, said Alexa Eisenberg, a housing activist and researcher. Residents emphasized that they wanted resources to support them in dealing with the irreparable and intergenerational mental health consequences. They also want the government to apologize and to be held accountable for the wrongdoings that were committed.
Yo, I was just hit while you were reading that story. I was just hit with a wave of it is so hard out here. It's
Yo,
so hard out here when everything is against you. It feels like at times everything is against you. It's so wild that the city could just feel like they could do that.
yo,
And then
5 years running.
5 years running, still haven't paid anyone back. That like it's not supposed to be more than 50% of what the house is worth, which really should be small because Lord knows if there's a black family in it, you assess it at much less than what it's actually worth.
Right.
So there's that. And then you're just gonna not like do 55%. You know what I mean? Not just like let's nudge it up 50 cent. 85%. That's wild. That's
Yo,
that's insane, and then to still not have given any money back, and these
yeah,
people have been
7 years later.
displaced. That's that's so greasy. That's so greasy. Ugh, it's so hard, and I'm just thinking of these people who are like, "Okay, well, we're out of house, we don't have any money, now y'all are admitting that you did this, but I'm still out here struggling,"
Yeah,
and it's so painful and terrible, and it's so tough out here just to be in this.
yeah,
Just to be in all of this is boo, Detroit, boo.
for real. Like, how do you fix that? Like,
Yeah,
you threw off a whole family's trajectory with something like that.
yeah, absolutely.
It
And,
is,
I mean, how do you even find and also, what's in the spaces of those houses now?
yeah.
Who did you raise down all those houses and build something else? Or, like, some sort of development, or, who bought up all that property, who bought up all those houses? Like, what's happening? Was it worth it? Whatever your goal was by doing that, did it happen and was it worth it? Because 'Cause you're not just
Oh,
doing it that's the city doing that. That's not just, like,
right.
one person or 2 people or a board. That's like the whole yeah, who has benefited from this? Did this work out the way you wanted it to? And how do you sleep at night? All of these things. Ugh,
Oh my goodness, this is Greece.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm blown away by this. This is crazy. Five.
Mhm.
This is a 7 year run, right? 2010 to 2016
That
of
God.
overtaxing. Yeah, that's
Wow.
diesel.
That's horrible.
Yo, come on, Detroit.
Boo. Y'all
Yeah,
know better.
come on, but y'all need to do better than this. This is terrible. Oh
Ugh.
my god. And
Also, this reminds me I need to get in touch with my cousin who lives in Detroit.
that's a weird. Hey, how you doing? I heard y'all dudes is losing houses
Yeah,
out there.
hey, did you get wrapped up in that? It's just
You good?
oh, oh boy.
Oh man. And other weirdly Detroit related news. Detroit
Uh-oh.
fan fuming after accidentally buying tickets for Red Hot Chili Peppers cover band instead of the Red Hot Chili Peppers themselves. That's right. The with scrolling on social media, Aaron saw an ad for what appeared to be a gig for one of his favorite bands, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. He couldn't believe his luck. The band was performing on a random Thursday at Ferndale's, Ferndale's small Magic Bag venue with tickets under $20. It was complete. It wasn't completely far fetched. The long-standing LA-based rock band recently dropped its 12th studio album, Unlimited Love, and had been promoting it with surprise shows in LA, and in LA smaller venues like the Fonde Theater and the Amoeba Music. Plus, frontman Anthony Kiedis or Kiedis.
Kiedis, Anthony Kiedis, yeah.
Anthony Kiedis is from Grand Rapids, and drummer Chad Smith, thank you for having an easier name, grew up in Bloomfield Hills.
Okay.
So yeah, the way they were promoting the record that just came out, they were doing smaller venues out west, doing little record stores, free shows, things like that. I was like, oh my God, maybe I'm lucky, said Aaron. But it wasn't until he received the confirmation email that he realized he made an error. The band was not the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It was the Red Not Chili Peppers, a cover band
Oh.
of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, yo.
Oh, wow. Oh, man, they did that shit on purpose. Y'all know. Come on, Red Not Chili Peppers. Y'all know what you were doing.
Oh man, Aaron is so tight. It's like the same spelling, just one letter. I agree, Aaron.
Yeah, that's not they did do you dirty. They knew that when they picked it, though. They knew. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna get him with this one." You didn't have to do it like that.
Oh man, yeah. The Magic Bag says they have a reputation for booking cover bands, Detroit-based acts, including a Smiths tribute called the Smiths United and a Cure tribute called Recure. Frequently performed there, as does the excellently named all-woman New York-based Led Zeppelin cover band Les
Les Ze
Zeppelin.
Yeah, Les Zeppelin. I've heard of Les Zeppelin. They've been at it
Rock
for a
on,
while, yeah,
yeah,
but, like, they're still the Smiths Unlimited is, like, that's a whole extra word.
yeah. That's cool.
Recure is like there's a prefix, like, that's
Yeah.
but the Red Not Chili Peppers that's pushing it. That's pushing it.
I gotta rock with it, yo. I think that's a terrible
But
surprise.
it is a terrible surprise, but again, it was under $20.
Yeah,
Hopefully, you can eat that.
yeah. And I would assume it's still a good night.
Yeah, I guess you could go. You're not seeing the actual band, but you're probably seeing someone who's playing those songs better than the current band is. Someone youthful. They're
Yeah,
probably younger than the actual Chili Peppers, and they
yeah.
probably still have a youth and vigor that can show up in the music. Because let me tell you something, the Chili Peppers made some very youthful music.
Right.
They ain't youthful no more. Them some old men still hopping around talking about "Suck My Kiss." If I can see younger people do that for under 20, that's probably gonna be the way to go.
Yeah, I think that's a better
I
time.
I mean, it's not like this guy was checking for like, yeah, they have a new album out, but it's not like he was like, "I can't wait to hear these new jams." Nah, bruh. You trying to get under the bridge again. Go ahead and get under the bridge with it's gonna be all killer, no filler. They're not gonna play no fucking album track. There's not gonna be no. Rare Groove. Just go ahead and enjoy that show. I mean, it does stink. You thought you were going to get one thing and you got something else. I get it, but it's not like you're not getting any sort of chili pepper thing. You're just getting the not chili peppers, I guess.
Listen, I bought fake Jordans before, okay? That's way more heartbreaking, okay?
Yeah, that actually is pretty bad.
You know? This ain't that bad. You still get pretty good music.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, you'll still have a show.
I promise you the red not chili peppers have far better like finger dexterity. Okay? They can play the guitar way better today. Okay.
Perhaps, yeah. I mean, Flea is still good. Flea is still good, but let's see who they come up with who's going to look like Flea. Also, do you want to see the current Red Hot Chili Peppers naked with just a sock on their junk, or do you want to see some younger dudes do that?
Yeah, I think that's a younger dude thing.
Yeah,
now, actually, I don't know. I think I actually be into the older thing. I think that'd be impressive.
I mean, I would be, because I'm trying to be age appropriate. I'm not trying to see young men put their junk in anything, me included. But I would want for the novelty, just to see if they can do it. Do they need longer socks? Like, do they need shorter socks? All kinds of questions. But yeah, you'll be okay, sir. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Yo, real talk. He should have started a GoFundMe. I would have sent him the $20. Like, yo, hey, this one's on me. Enjoy the show.
And just think, you're going to be a room full of people that were also duped. All of you. Just a room full of idiots. You're going to have a good time commiserating over that, at least.
Yo, shouts to the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Nah, man, go check out that show.
Bringing people together in anger.
That's a brand, man. What do you do on Saturdays? I piss people off by playing songs I love that they love too, but not by the people that they would wish to hear them from. Right, that's a real particular way to spend your free time.
That is.
There's like comedians don't have this at all. We don't have like cover comedians.
No, people get very upset at that, and I actually make me a little sad that when you see a musical act, you just want to hear the hits. You want to hear the songs that you've loved for years and years over and over. But when I try to do a joke that was on an album, people are like, boo.
You did that shit. What you doing?
Yeah, I'm like, it's still funny, but no one cares.
The 80 other people in this room have not heard this joke, okay?
Yeah,
let them enjoy it.
Yeah.
Damn it. Finally, it's not the Apple Store. It's the Meta Store, Sha. That's right. Parent company of Facebook and Instagram is taking on a new role as a brick and mortar retailer. On Monday, Meta announced...
No.
I'm sorry, Sha. The Meta announced the Meta Store.
That I want to buy.
You don't want Meta t-shirts?
No.
No? Okay.
No. Give those. What? All right, go ahead. Finish. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Tell me what you're selling.
I've never seen Sha be so angry at an article. Just so against the idea. We ain't even make it 15 words into this. She's like, nah, I don't even want to hear this, Gastor. I'm against this innately.
Now let's see what they...
On Monday, Meta announced the Meta Store, which will be the company's first attempt at selling its physical products we didn't know they had, including the Quest 2 virtual reality headset. You don't want that, Sha? The portal video calling device?
Think about
The store will also offer demos of the Ray-Ban Stories smart glasses that were developed with Ray-Ban, but customers who want to buy them will be directed to the Ray-Ban website. Yo, you already got 2 items, and one of them ain't even there? Yo, come on, yo. This ain't a store. Unlike the Apple Store, there will only be one Meta Store for now, okay? And it'll be based on the company's campus in Burlingame, California. Meta is the latest big tech company to open a retail store to showcase its hardware. Google opened one such store in New York last year. Microsoft shuttered its 83 stores in 2020, but reconfigured a few as experience centers and started selling products at them in 2021 and
Yeah,
Apple has
right.
made its hundreds of stores a core part of its business for years. You know?
Who wants to go on the Facebook grounds to go to their one store, way up to Facebook USA to
Yep.
go to look at their 2 things, one of which I have to order on a completely different website.
I want to
That's
see how
why
they
I
stock
said no.
that store.
Customer service is a joke, I bet.
I will say there are a lot of like hipster clothing stores like this in New York where like they got 4 t-shirts and a DJ, and I'm just as confused as they are. Like, I don't understand what's in here. I don't know how they got a staff. Like, why is there 4 people working here?
I
You
have
know?
walked by places, with a friend of the show, Courtney Farrington, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, they got fire whatever shirts or something." I'm like, "Are you sure? Because all I see is an empty hanger." And they're like he's like, "Yeah, no, they got yeah, that's where I got the" and I'm like, "How? How did you why are they paying this money for this empty what?
Where
One shoe?"
so how does it work? Like, you go in and like they bring out shirts that they think would work on you? Like, 'cause there's nothing
I
ever on
don't I
display.
mean, yeah, I think it's just you come in, you have to know the exact name of whatever the piece of clothing is, 'cause you know, you're like, "Hey, I'm looking for the magic glitter 3-tone, Henley, you know, but this whatever," and they're like, "Okay, what you thinking? You, what you know, I'd like to see it enlarged," and they go, "Okay, bet," and then they disappear for, like, 20 minutes, and then someone else comes out with something folded, and they're like, "Is this it?" And then you look at it, and you're like, "Yeah, that'll work. Okay, great. That'll be $400," or whatever.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness. And so, yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. Or it's just the most boring clothing. And I'm just like, I don't, what? Why is this all just for jackets? And then you look at the price of the jacket and you're scared that you even touched it, that the oils from your fingertips are going to ruin whatever fabric it was. So I just stand absolutely still and I touch nothing. And I'm like, just let me know when you're done. You know, these stores are so
Yo,
wild.
that,
Yeah.
that's the vision of Meta. They're gonna be just
Yeah.
like that.
You think so? Except no, it's not for anything anyone wants.
Put on these headsets. Imagine all the clothes you wish you was wearing.
Oh gosh, the
You
whole
know,
metaverse, they're trying. It's just not gonna happen. It's
you
not
don't
gonna
believe in the
happen.
metaverse?
No, I don't think it's gonna happen. It's like in the movie, Mean Girls where they, you know, stop trying to get fetch to make fetch happen. There
Yeah,
was one girl who kept saying fetch, like, "Oh, that's so fetch," and they're like, "Stop trying to make fetch happen." Or like Billie Eilish's brother Phineas, "Stop trying to make Phineas happen. He's not gonna happen. He keeps putting out songs, he keeps making videos. Nobody cares, baby.
at
Nobody
all,
cares at all. Keep doing what you're doing for your sister, and then eventually end up on Broadway. That I think is where you'll be happy. This pop shit, no one gives a fuck."
at all. B.
That's how I feel about the metaverse. The metaverse, Phineas, no one cares. That's not what we have you for. Know your place.
That's it. Phineas,
Quit
keep hitting
trying to
record.
grow.
Okay,
Yeah, quit trying to grow. We're not here for your growth.
at all. Make those songs, sure, but keep them to yourself.
Yeah, just work with someone else. Not
That's it.
ugh.
It's not meant to be. Okay.
Yeah, clearly. That's just how it's supposed to be. Sorry. I'm sorry. I know it sucks.
If you would like to see a war report specific 2-item store, all you gotta do is like, subscribe to the show, baby.
It's just gonna be the fatigues that I wore. I got them right here. I can put my hand right on them. They're right here.
All you gotta do is like, subscribe to the show, baby. If you are an Apple or Spotify listener, we appreciate you and all of your ratings. Sincerely, they help. 4 stars. You don't think our 2-item business to make? You know how many people want the fatigues we wore? We get dozens of emails. We never get emails.
Never
actually.
get any emails
Yeah,
about the
no
fatigues.
one's ever
Not at all.
asked.
But I mean, we're willing to put it out there.
Yeah, if you want them, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
I have had very little purpose for wearing them, so they are almost new. I bought that hat First time I wore it was to send Shalewa a picture to say, hey, the hat is here.
Uh-huh.
Then I wore it at the photo shoot, and that has been it. You know? Had a lot of people staring at us very weirdly in East New York while we walked around to take pictures, you know?
They're like, what's going to happen? And why is it going to happen near the tennis courts? That's fair. That's fair.
Oh, man. If you have any articles you'd like us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter or Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. With all that said, I am the head of product design, you know, currently looking for submissions for a third item to sell at our store. Gastor Almonte. Always with the manager of expansion. Okay.
We ain't going nowhere.
We
We're
doing
not
2-3
expanding.
stores by next year. I seen the email Shalewa was sent out. Always.
A store for each item. A store for each item.
You got to buy Shalewa's top at one store, Shalewa's bottom at the other store. They're in different states. You got to work that out.
Yep.
You know, but that's the expansion plan, baby.
With the exclusive drop. Very exclusive.
Always with the homie Shalewa Sharpe. This has been a bonus episode of the War Report. Catch y'all next time. Peace.